All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a big one, search engine optimization. And we're doing it by going back to the basics, the foundational pillars that, honestly, never really change.
I mean, it's the question we all ask in the digital world, isn't it? You pour your heart into building something amazing online, but how do you get people to actually see it? Is there some secret sauce? Some complicated algorithm you've got to outsmart? Well, the guide we're diving into today says, nope. It's not about gaming the system. Lasting success is all about building a rock-solid foundation. And yeah, SEO can feel super complex, but trust me, it's totally conquerable once you get a handle on these core ideas. Now, what's really interesting is that our guide for this whole explainer was actually published way back in 2018. And you might think, 2018, that's ancient history in internet years. But what's so wild is that in a world that changes by the minute, these principles, they're not just still relevant, they're more critical than ever. So we're going to focus on the evergreen stuff, the rules that really truly matter. Okay, so our first pillar, this one tackles probably the most universal frustration any of us have online, waiting. Let's be real, when it comes to getting noticed, speed is absolutely everything. And the stakes here? They're huge. Just think about it. On one side, you've got a slow website. What happens? People get annoyed, they click away, boom, that's a high bounce rate. And you better believe search engines notice that. But on the other side, a blazing fast website. The guide brings up things like accelerated mobile pages, or AMP, which is technology where your content is literally stored on Google's own servers so it loads almost instantly. And the result? It's simple. You get happier users and a massive leg up on everyone else. All right, so your site is fast. Check. But what do people actually find when they get there? That's what brings us to pillar number 2, content and design.
A really key concept from the guide is what it calls crisp content. Now, don't get me wrong, long, super detailed articles definitely still have their place for complicated stuff. But the big trend, it's content that just gets right to the point. You know, more essence, fewer words. It's all about respecting the user's time, especially when they're staring at a tiny mobile screen.
And this quote right here just nails it. It points to a gigantic shift in how we all consume information. Visual stuff, especially video, isn't just a nice little add-on anymore. For so many people, it's the main way they engage and learn. Seriously, its importance has just gone through the roof. And of course, all this amazing content has to look good everywhere, right? That's why the guide says responsive design is the new ballgame. We're talking about the ability for your website to basically, magically reshape itself to fit any screen, from a little phone to a massive desktop monitor. This doesn't just make a site fast, it makes it future-friendly. Okay, so your site is lightning fast, it's got great content, awesome. But how do you make sure that the search engines actually get what your site is all about? And that, my friends, brings us to our third pillar, search intelligence. Now, this might sound a little technical, but I promise the idea is really simple. It's called schema. Think of it like a special vocabulary, a bit of code you add to your website. It's not something your visitors will see. It's a direct message to the search engines, telling them things like, hey, just so you know, this page is a recipe, or this is a product review, or these are the store's opening hours. It just completely removes all the guesswork for them. I absolutely love this analogy from the guide. It's just perfect. Think of schema as your website's virtual business card. It neatly hands over all the most important info to Google on a silver platter. And what does that do? It lets Google show much richer, way more useful results to people right there on the search page. And this kind of intelligence is becoming more important than ever, especially with the rise of voice search. I mean, the guide makes a really simple but powerful point. Asking a question out loud is just, it's easier and faster than typing it out. And for a voice assistant to give you a great answer, it has to understand your content with absolute certainty. That's exactly where stuff like schema becomes so critical. So we've covered speed, we've covered content, and we've covered search intelligence. But why? What's the one big goal that ties all of these different pillars together? This, right here, is the core of this entire explainer. It all comes down to the user. Every single one of these things, making your site fast, creating awesome, crisp content, helping Google understand it, all of it serves one master, user experience optimization. It really all flows from a core belief at Google, which is basically, if you treat the user as your most important asset, everything else will just fall into place. And this right here, this lays out the path perfectly. You've got step 1. Create results that are sensible and genuinely useful. Things that actually answer a person's question. Then, step 2, get those results to them instantly. And finally, step 3, help them keep going on their journey by giving them options for similar searches. When you line up your website with these simple goals, you're not just doing SEO anymore. You're actually helping build a better web. Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, what's the one big thing you should really take away from all this? What's the mantra that holds true, whether it was 2018 or today?
Let's do a super quick recap of that foundation. Pillar 1, be fast. Seriously, nobody waits. Pillar 2, be engaging. That means crisp content and smart design. And Pillar 3, be understood. Give search engines those clear signals. And never, ever forget that all of this is serving that one ultimate goal, creating a fantastic experience for the human on the other side of the screen.
So, let's end with this one key insight. Success in this game isn't about chasing some magic bullet or secret trick. It's about optimizing your resources, your speed, your content, your code to provide the absolute best solution for another human being. That was true back in 2018, and it's even truer today. So the only real question left is, what's the best solution you can provide?